how Chinese athletes are being treated in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no,
they're
it's
pushing
crazy.
them around, refusing handshakes. Like, bro,
Stuff like
politics
that
aside,
is very
And deep. It is high. Barkley takes it all the way. Bryant for the win.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to your favorite sports podcast, Shirts versus Skins. We are here yet again, and today, sort of a continuation of just talking about the Olympics, talking about the transfer window, trying to get, full scope of the transfer window so far. And I think what I kind of want to start with, right, is one club that I think everybody's like kind of shocked with, sort of, Atletico Madrid, right? Let's talk about it. So Atletico Madrid is coming out swinging. Like, we're talking, they've signed, I believe the Conor Gallagher signing got confirmed today.
He
it's
just
like
landed.
So
It's
Conor
close.
Gallagher, they got who else do they get? Besides the Man City boy. Besides the Man City boy. They got some other good
who else did they
signings on their
sign?
hand.
They signed a striker from I think like Villarreal.
The center back Robin Le Normand.
Yes.
Big time signing.
Yes.
That was.
But like, what's
That's a
going
good
on?
sign.
Like, what is happening with Atletico Madrid right now making all these signings? Like, what do we make of
And
it? Are they going for
lot-
like Champions League, La Liga? Can they even do it when you sign
Yeah, of
so
course.
many new people? So, I don't know. What do you think?
Also, like a lot of outgoings. Obviously, Depay, Morata, like two center backs. I think it was Savage and Batista or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Whatever his name is. Yeah, so a lot of like old guys going out, and like this new era coming in, and they still have João Felix on the team, by the way. Like a loan
Yeah.
coming back, but fans won't they won't forget what happened. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, to your point, they are going out there. They're making a real statement. I mean, Conor fucking what's his name? Conor
Gallagher.
Conor Gallagher?
Bro,
Conor
If
Gallagher.
you want to talk about like a perfect heaven match, like perfect for fucking Simeone, bro, this guy is gonna run for like 38 games, every single game. And I mean, the Man City signing for them, like to steal that player from them, a lot of money, but still, like, what a
Well,
signing for them. But still, like,
He's one of my favorite players in
Well,
that
a lot of
squad.
clubs want him.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's very
A lot of
talented.
clubs.
He looks very composed. Like, just with the ball in his feet, he's a monster. So it's kind of because we don't really see Englishmen go to Spain, or we didn't used to, I'd say. So like, just someone like Conor Gallagher, like, that's the last person you'd expect to end up outside of the Premier League, right? Because he's a player you'd expect to maybe bounce around the league, but to go to foreign territory is kind of shocking. I'm not gonna lie.
What do we think about like the price tag? Because that was
What
What's
was
the
it
price tag
exactly?
we were
around?
talking
Like
about.
40 million, I believe, something like that.
a little over than 40 million euros.
I think
not
that's.
bad.
I think that's not. I mean, I honestly, outside of Cole Palmer, I think he was the best player on Chelsea last season.
Fair.
That's not really saying
I
much.
think it is. You're right, but you have to give him credit where credit's due in the sense of what he does. He does the dirty work. It's not pretty. It's not always going to be pretty, but what he does is very vital to teams to be successful. It's just unfortunately that Chelsea themselves were not that good, so it doesn't really show more. You know what I mean? Because I remember when he was in Crystal Palace, he was a great player for them. I think he's a different player now. When he was at Crystal Palace, he was more forward, number 10 type.
Yeah,
But obviously, he could drop down a little bit
in
more.
the box.
Now he's just an all-around great midfielder that does everything. Not great at one thing, but he's great at a lot of things, and that seems to be a very perfect Simeone player. So I think he's going to be a good fit. I mean, you said about English players going to Atletico. I remember him, Trippier. He went to Atletico, and he played like
true.
one of the best right backs in the world when he was there.
Oh, yeah.
In that short period before I believe he got banned. I think that was the thing. I don't remember entirely,
Yeah.
but yeah. So
Tottenham, right,
it's yeah. Well, I think he went to Atletico on a free or something that was super cheap. Maybe they already knew that there was going to be something that's coming down to Kyle Trippier, but regardless of that, when he was at the club, he was sensational for them. I remember it was like 2020, late 2020 is the beginning of it. Sensational player. So
I remember
it's
because you
interesting
were
to see
saying
that.
we should have signed him, and then I
Yeah,
was like, bro, he's not that good. And he goes to Atletico,
yeah,
and he's like the best right back,
yeah,
one of the best in the world, right? Not
yeah.
the
He was
best, but
sensational.
he was so good.
Yep.
So
Listen, Kyle. I mean, Trippier was. He had his
But
faults. He wasn't the greatest defensive. He had a lot of bozo moments. He's had bad mistakes as defense, but going forward, what he brings you, insane. But regardless of him, the transfer into for Atletico has been sensational. Like we talked about before, Lenormand. This guy was a really really good center back for Spain in the Euros. Really really good center back for Real Sociedad for 34 million. I think that's a really good price tag for a good player that's coming in to, like Ahmed said before. There's the center backs are leaving off that team. Savage, that's been in the team for a very long time. He's gone on a free. Gabriel Paulista, he's leaving
and
on a
Yemen has
free.
is not really been great
Where
the last couple
where
of
he
years.
was, yeah, where all that hype for him was
And
at one
Hermoso is
point.
a free agent.
He's a free agent, and also they got rid of Sionchek, the Turkish guy that used to play for Leicester. So there's a
Trash.
need for center back. So he's probably not even going to be the last center back they signed, considering what they're seeing now. We'll see what they do on the center back front going forward. But I
But
mean, looking at it now, I also picked up Alexander Sorlov from
yeah,
Villarreal, who obviously a lot of the hype is always going to be on that Ukrainian kid that played for Girona. Now that he went to Roma, there were links for him to go to Atletico. Um, Getting a guy like Sorlov was right behind him in the goals tour. He was like a monster for them. So getting a guy
more
like
experience
him,
as well.
exactly. A little bit more experience throughout Europe. I think he played at Crystal Palace one time. A lot of good moments in Turkey. Obviously great for Villarreal this year. But when you get a guy like Sorloth, who's a traditional Atletico number 9, and then you get a guy like Julian Alvarez, who's played like number 10 or second striker guy,
Griezmann's
add them
pro.
both on one team pretty much. With them saying that Griezmann might be leaving soon, MLS they're saying. It's interesting to get a guy like Julian Alvarez, which is a lot of money, but for a young guy, could potentially be really really good for them. So I think Atletico, I think they see the landscape of La Liga, where Girona were second place for a lot of that La Liga season. There's a place for them, and you never know what happens. Obviously, Real Madrid are the top dogs, but it's interesting to see what they do with the rest of the transfer window. And I like Simeone. I think he's one of the best managers in the world. So you can't rule him out. I mean, they won the league
And
2 years ago. No,
that's the thing. You're giving
something
these
like that.
good players to a good
Agreed.
manager, so it's not like it's a complete reset on a system, right? Like because he's been there for years, so
Right.
these players are gonna know what they need to do from the get go. So
Yep.
it shouldn't be too much of a monumental shift.
Yeah, and
Ahmed,
it's been sorry, before we go to
Yeah,
Ahmed's
go
thoughts. Just to leave it at this. It's been a while where Atletico actually spent a lot. It's been a while. You go look at the transfer windows.
Joao Felix.
They've been but Jao Felix was literally like 5.
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying that was the last couple, last
Yeah.
one. No,
But the last, yeah, and how disastrous has that been for them? And so I think they've kind of went away for that. I mean, obviously, also they got rid of Griezmann that year, so they had money to spend. But Atletico are not big spenders. They're going for it this year. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah, and like they also have some really talented youngsters as well.
Yep.
And also like I fucking forgot my point. I guess we can move on, but yeah.
That's fine. Is there any other
Get my
teams
point.
that have intrigued you, Ahmed? Outside
Besides
of
The transfer
Atletico?
window.
Yep.
I mean, like we were talking about West Ham before. West
Uh,
Ham, I guess.
I
Made a
think you
lot of
brought up
moves.
West
Villa
Ham haven't
or
done
West
anything
Ham.
concrete yet.
No, they've done.
Sort of. Like
They've
they've made
done
a couple
moves.
signings, but they
and
haven't
go-
formulated what they're planning to formulate. You know what I mean? Like there's still steps to be
Right.
made on their end. So I think
Just came back
that's
to
a
me
case
my
of
my
yeah.
Atletico point.
Go ahead.
We've seen almost in the last 2 years, like his like style of play almost kind of changed. I'm not saying he's some kind of like fucking mastermind or something like that. Trying to go forward, but he's not the same guy as he always was. He's trying to score more goals and stuff like that. And some of the players that he's bringing in, you know, so good future. What were you saying before, like just now?
I was just making a point about how I think West Ham have plans yet to be made in terms of their
Oh, yeah.
transfers. So I think we still got more to come. Obviously with Aaron Wan-Bissaka most likely.
That would be
Dependent
good-
on
good for
Bayern.
him.
So they're not. But I think what we need to talk about
That's on you
here
guys.
is, we talked about Man United enough last episode. I think we didn't dive into, and especially now we can because another signing was made. Bayern Munich. Michael Olise, Joao Paulinho. Massive signings.
I think we got into it last episode a little bit.
A little bit,
Think
but
we
I
did.
feel like we focused a little too much
Okay,
on Lenny
fine.
Yoro for like 10 minutes.
Right.
My
20
question
minutes.
is this. And Ahmed, especially like as someone who's been a Bayern supporter for however long, you're signing two players who are very solid from the Premier League, but they're not quite superstars.
We talking about Olise and
Both
Joao
Olise
Paulinho?
and Paulinho. Very solid players, but not quite superstars. What does this say about Bayern Munich, right? Like, is this their method going forward after a Harry Kane signing that saw them win nothing? And this is not to shoot on Bayern, right? Like, they went the superstar route with Harry Kane. It didn't work out for them. They've gone with superstars in the past. Now I feel like they're going back to a sort of sign a solid player, formulate that, like add them into the system and see how it works out. Is that kind of like a road you see Bayern heading down?
You literally said it, bro. Like you said like we've just signed two players who are not world class yet. And that's exactly what you want because we have world class players, but they're kind of already over and they've already seen, like the Champions League and stuff like that. I mean, guys like Goretzka, Coleman, you can argue maybe Serge Gnabry, have already maybe reached their top peak. And guys like, I mean, definitely for freaking Olise. I mean, we have not even seen him close yet. And and like now for Paulinho to join a top team, this is like, and he's like, like he's a number 6, so he is 28 right now, but he could play until he's like 33, 34. So
The right partner.
he's got
Yep.
yeah.
Good lad.
So he's got plenty of time to really grow.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that's what we're doing. We're trying to sign hungry players, obviously, like world class players that have the talent. So and also like we're really going young. That's like a whole different,
Mhm.
like conversation. But yeah, and a lot of other players, like even the guy that just got hurt that we got from Stuttgart.
Yeah, he's good.
Had the last couple of years. I mean,
Unlucky.
underrated ball playing center back.
Unfortunate.
Now of course, but now he's joining a top team. And when you join a top team,
Yep.
you expect him to take the next level. So
Mhm.
that's the hope at Bayern.
Yeah, I mean, I like their transfer window this year. Olise is obviously a player that I want at United, and I think I said this in the last podcast. I think he's, in terms of in form, in terms of where you're playing. Obviously, European football was kind of distant for him. At playing at Crystal Palace, I thought he was the best right winger in the world, in my opinion, and I think he can get to that level.
Better than like
especially at
Cole
Bayern.
Palmer
Yeah,
in the Premier.
I think he was
No,
better.
no,
than Cole
I
Palmer.
think like he's a better player, obviously, but like to like
I
better
think he's
in
better than-
form.
I think he's better. The only thing you can have over Palmer and him is the goal scoring, which a lot of that came down to penalties. So, nevertheless, I'm not saying Cole Palmer's not a bad player. I just don't think he was better than Olise. But that's just my opinion. And I think Olise can obviously, at 22 years old, you're taking that jump to Bayern Munich. You're taking that jump to the Bundesliga. It's going to be great for his development going forward. He's going to be a sensational player. If company is the guy that is supposed to come in and play that style of football that's supposed to translate and change the whole Bayern setup going forward, he could be that player and he could be that where I think he could be with the potential. So, but to him, it's more so to stay healthy. He had his couple injuries. So, and hamstring injuries are very, very tricky to deal with going forward. But Hopefully he stayed healthy the last past year, so hopefully that can stay that way. João Paulinho, obviously, this guy's a kid that played at Sporting. This is the kid I knew since he was at Sporting. He was wasting his time at Fulham. He's a sensational player. In my opinion, he could be top 10 in that position, even top 5. He just needs the right setup, the right team to show his talent. We've seen what he's done for Portugal. He's come in and brought some stability to the team. So to have him at Bayern, I think he's a perfect fit for whatever you want to, whatever the how do I say it? Whatever the vision of the midfield is for Bayern, whether it's with Kimmich, which I don't know if that's going to be the thing going forward.
I was just gonna say
What do you think?
that's like the new report that like Kimmich is expected to stay now, and he's like, I
Right.
think now like like they'll give him a chance with a strong defensive midfielder.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Because there's been a lot of attacks on Goretzka the past couple of years that the fit is not well. I think Kimmich is a great player. I don't think Kimmich is as good. Can he play right back really, really well? Yeah. But I think he's also a really good midfielder. You just need to get him the right partnership. People can talk about the attitude and the way he thinks that. That's to me, and I'm not thinking about that. But I think Paulinho with him is gonna be great for you guys. So obviously, when you look at Ito, he's a good player for 23 million. Knows the style of football in the Bundesliga, fits well. I think he's a good player. So it's a good transfer window. Looking at it from what I'm seeing right now, just by confirmed transfers, I think Bayern are have spent the second most money as of now.
I haven't like seen the new update, but like up to like last week we were number 1. So
yeah, Villa, Aston Villa had been the number 1 team that spent the most this transfer window, which is insane when you think about it.
They've sold a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing about Bayern Munich is that they're probably going to sell a lot too. So looking at it from that standpoint, I'm looking at the top 3 teams. These are teams that you wouldn't even
waiting
expect.
for you guys.
I said Villa, Bayern. You know who's third? I'll give you guys a guess. It's a team
Juventus?
in France.
Oh,
No, it's a team in France.
there's no way it's PSG.
PSG?
No, not PSG. Olympic Lyon. Olympic
Lyon.
Lyon. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I swear.
Lyon
Confirmed
over
transfer.
Marseille too, because
Lyon.
Marseille's making moves too.
Marseille have been
Lyon,
making moves, but it's actually
they s-
been Lyon.
who's-
They've spent 134 million so far.
Give me some names they signed.
What?
Just give me a moment. Nikahate from Nottingham Forest. Might have butchered his name. Nuama from a Belgian team, 28 million. They've signed a lot of
Yo,
players, but it's a lot.
know what we have to do?
So the Georgian guy from Mentz, they picked him up. Benrama,
Oh,
Yalgerian
disgraceful.
guy. Mama Balde, Mangala from Nottingham
Rama's,
Forest. So
loan.
they're spending a lot. They've been
Complete.
spending money wisely. So, but we'll see if these players can turn out to be good players.
Aren't they
which is shocking
selling
'cause-
Turkey to RB Leipzig?
Yeah, I've heard that
Turkey?
rumor. We'll see how that materializes. He's been linked to a lot of teams.
Yeah, you're Turkey.
Sersky, I don't know. He's been
Ryan
hyped up. There's been talks
Cherky.
about his
Attitude.
attitude. Yeah.
What the heck?
So
Well,
it's
he's
been
young,
interesting.
bro. He's 20 years old. What is he, a Ravel Morrison repeat?
I mean, you want to see a little something. You
He's
got to
a good
show a
player,
little
bro.
bit
He's
of
very
like
talented.
thing. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Here's
ahead,
one thing
Ahmed.
I think we.
Sorry.
Oh,
Funny.
Ahmed, you were saying something?
No,
No,
I
go
said
ahead,
Ahmed.
because-
I was gonna say
One thing I really want to. I don't. Did we touch upon this? Calafiori and Arsenal.
No,
Last episode.
I don't think
we
that was
didn't, right?
confirmed. I don't think that was confirmed yet. Not
what-
entirely sure though.
Yeah, but like, it was kind of obvious that he was going to Arsenal.
What do we say?
Well, I thought he was gonna go to Juve.
Because
Not gonna
I
lie.
mean, he wants to go to Juve, but Bologna
some
had
issues with
there
that,
was
right?
no intention to sign.
Right.
For like they're gonna go to fucking cash in, obviously. So, as they
I
did.
mean, bro, I don't understand what Arsenal is doing here. Don't get me wrong, good player, very good player. But it seems like they're signing like 500 defenders, and they're not
Well,
the
that's
right
Arteta.
ones, right?
I mean,
Not
when
really.
you- I mean, when you're signing center backs to play left back, not saying that Calafiori can't play left back. He's played there before. He's done well. But when you're looking
Sign
at
a
the
left
amount of
back.
money, when you're looking at when you're looking at the money that they're spending on center backs, it's kind of getting to a ridiculous point. You know, they literally just had Timber last year. Uh, obviously he's
How much
had
was
injury
Timber?
issues. Timber was like
40 million at most.
that's not a lot
No, but yeah,
when you're
like, you know,
spending
it's not
40
crazy.
million, but you're spending, but that's the accumulation of multiple years, right? Because you spend money on Gabriel, you spend money on Ben White, you spend money on Zinchenko that's playing left back, you spend money on what's his name, Timber, you spend money on Ben. Did I say Ben White?
Yeah,
Saliba
Ben
was
White was
there
50
before
million,
there.
60 million.
So when you add that all up, spending a lot of money on the defense, when you know a lot of Arsenal fans will tell you, "Hey, striker is a position of worry going into. Maybe we need another winger." So obviously this transfer window is not done, but when you're getting a guy like Califieri, it's like okay,
And don't
it's
forget,
cool.
they just let an academy striker prospect go for bro. Arsenal's
Oh,
just it's
but
just not
Arteta
gonna work,
doesn't
bro.
Arteta doesn't really
Yeah, only 7
bring in the
minutes.
youth.
Only 7
Yeah,
minutes.
he
That's
doesn't. You had Saka,
that's
but I think
criminal, by
Saka
the
was
way.
already emerging even before Arteta was
Guys are
there. I
16.
believe maybe at a left back or something. But
I'm not sure,
so
honestly.
that's up to him. We all know that Arteta's a B Tech fucking Pep Guardiola. He's gonna do the exact same thing. He follows the trends. He playing fucking center backs as left backs to be inverted and all that nonsense. So we'll see if that pays off this season. We've been saying Arsenal's gonna win the league for 2 seasons now.
They're gonna win
We'll
it this
see.
year, of
We'll
course.
see. I mean,
Arsenal fans always tell you they're gonna win the league. By the way,
when
always tell you
I've
they're gonna
never
win
seen anybody get as many excuses for somebody that hasn't won the trophy in 5 years or 4 now. Sorry, I don't know. They won the FA Cup one time, but and Arsenal are one of the teams that have spent the most in the Premier League, even more than us. I think at some when you look at since Arteta's been there, so we'll see. A team that I would like to touch up upon. I don't know, Yoni. Do you have a team that you have anything on?
Not really. I mean, there's a lot
Yeah.
of movement in Italy, but I
Yeah.
can't tell you like the specifics of any
I thought
team.
Juventus have had a good
Juventus,
year. I mean,
yeah,
transfer
Juventus is
window.
looking good.
Roma surprisingly has spent a little bit of money. Inter's still doing what they're doing.
Napoli.
Napoli. I would like some more movement on Milan, but we know how that's gonna
Very
go.
slow. Very slow for Milan.
Very very slow. We've had talks. Obviously, Xerxes, somebody that we took about him for Fofana.
Fofana.
We'll see what that happens on the United front. I think the United front for midfielders has slowed down a lot. So it's sad because we need a midfield. So we'll see. We still have some time. It's unfortunate that we're probably gonna have a worse midfield going into the Community Shield than we did against Manchester City in the FA Cup. So a team that I would like to touch up upon. I think I've talked about them before in this podcast. Aston Villa, #1 selling team in the world so far. That's 176
110 million for two
Yeah.
players who are
Yeah.
not even like. I mean,
in total.
very
Not
good
crazy,
players,
but yeah. When you take into account the Premier League tax, the team that's going to be in the Champions League next year, so they got that Champions League money. They
When do
want to
we-
stay there. 176 million so far confirmed by them. Sold 127
When do
million.
you,
So
when do we stop counting Saudi Arabian purchases towards transfer?
Can we talk about
I
Diaby
don't-
though? That's like
don't
he
really
was a
take-
monster last year, and for them to just, I
good.
know, like they have to sell them for like that FFP nonsense, but
Yeah.
my word, he was like he was
No,
the
he
best
was a
player.
fantastic
He
player
was
for
like
them.
probably the second best player, but
what about him
Ryan
actually
Watkins
wanting to go? I mean,
I mean,
25
the
years
money
old.
is hard to turn down, obviously.
Listen, when you're getting
You know.
60 million for a player like him, I think it's hard to really decline that. But they signed a lot of good players, especially wingers that could fill up that spot if they reach that potential. The kid that they got from Juventus, English kid, Samuel Ling Jr. I think he's a
Yeah.
kid that has a bright future. Jadon Philogeny from Hull City. I think he rejected Barcelona
Barca
to go to Aston Villa.
and Crystal Palace. And,
Lewis Dobbin from
Palace is
Everton they
good.
picked up. He's a good pickup, young cheap guy. Could be a player going forward. But the overall package and overall thing, I think they improved their team. As crazy as it sounds, obviously Douglas Luiz, they got rid of him. Onana, I think he's a good player. I think he, to me, is worth that price tag of 60 million. I think there's obviously things that he can do better at, but he was also at Everton, so you can't really do that. We've seen what he did in Euros for Belgium. Fantastic player. Matt Ensign. Obviously we knew how well he played for Dortmund. Price tag's a little hefty, 44 million.
For who?
Ian
Oh yeah,
Mattinson
for the yeah.
that played at
No,
Dortmund,
but
the left back.
yeah,
But he played
very
well. He played
talented.
well. So, and Ross Barkley for 6 million is a steal in my opinion. You're bringing in a veteran player with experience that played really good for Luton, man. Really, he was easily their best player. Was playing like a really good player. Enzo Baranache, I can't butcher that name.
Yeah.
Argentinian guy, good solid player. I don't know much about him, but I know they wanted Weston McKinnon instead of him, but I think there was an issue with the wages. So
No,
I
I
think
think
overall,
they preferred this kid over McKenny.
oh
No.
wow, okay. I
Yeah,
don't.
he's very talented
Maybe
kid.
I
From what
misheard,
I hear,
but yeah, I've heard that he's good, but I've never really seen him play, so I don't really want to say anything that I don't know. So I think Villa have improved their team. I think they're going to be a team to be. I think, and I said this last year, might have been wrong on one of the teams. I said that I think the Villas or the Newcastles, even though Newcastle had a bad year, I think their project is kind of slowing down in that area. You know, not surprising though. I think Villa's the new Spurs in that area of teams. That's not the biggest, but they're a big name, and they spend enough money for them to be in that area of contending for a top four or Europe. And they're good. They're well coached. Unai Emery, what he's done for them, fantastic. I think they're going to be there contending for the top four. But we got to see how they handle the Champions League because I don't think they. I think they had European football last year, but didn't really go that
and
far.
you know, like a proper club. You know, like
Yep.
like
I mean, Champions League winners.
when we were young, yeah.
Arsenal.
When, no, I'm saying, but like, bro, like they were top 8, top 6, and what,
Yep.
like early 2000s,
Miller
late
was good.
2000s.
But even when
Yeah,
Jack Grealish was there, when they came back, when they got promoted, they were a good team. So good to see them. We'll see.
Also,
Transfer windows still
one
active,
last
so
good
we'll see.
team. One last good team. I would say is probably Benfica, making a
Right.
lot of good moves.
You know, obviously selling.
But we've talked a lot about some good moves. Let's talk about some bad moves. And bro, if there was a club who is like the what do you want to call it? Like they are the face
Right.
face of bad transfers and bad moves. I mean, bro, just guess. I give you like 2 or 3 guesses.
I mean,
Chelsea.
knowing you,
Chelsea.
yeah.
Nah,
Knowing
No.
you would say United, but
no.
I don't think you're gonna be a little bit respectful, right?
No, you guys made
If
some
I
good
had to
moves.
guess, it would be probably like, wow, I'm really stuck here.
Give us the
Give us a
continent.
hint.
I was about to say
I'll
continent.
let-
Give us the country. Is it PSG?
It's England.
England. Tottenham.
No, Tottenham made some good moves. Get a lot of
Tottenham do
guys
make
out.
good moves. That's why I'm like.
Archie Gray, very talented youngster.
Good play. Yeah, it's good. I mean,
Okay,
just give it to us.
I'll say Everton Football Club, bro.
Oh
You know, it's funny, I
wow.
was
If we're
gonna say
talking about
Everton.
a
Everton,
horrible run
yeah,
club,
they're
this is
really
it.
bad.
Who have they signed this summer? Just
I know
You
they
wanna-
picked up this one
wanna
kid
find that?
from.
wouldn't
I know they
be able
picked
to-
up that
Napoli,
Villa
right?
that Villa kid.
what we talking about?
Tim
Yeah, whatever.
I forgot his name.
He's
but,
not really important like that.
Well, they spent a little bit
signed-
on it.
They
bro.
signed
But
Jake
nevertheless,
O'Brien. Jake O'Brien.
I've never
Yeah,
heard of that guy.
him
Who the
too.
fuck is that guy?
Center back, I think.
Yep.
Bro, they signed
I couldn't name you any of these players. By the
the
way.
attacking midfielder. I think he's like Danish.
Yes,
right?
Lindstrom. Yep.
Jasper Lindstrom. Very talented, but no need for him really. No need. And
Yeah.
no reason. Okay. But who else have they signed? Bro, if there's one transfer that like is exactly who they always sign every single summer, it's this guy. They signed some guy from France, I think Marseille.
Iliman
some African
Ndiaye.
I remember he was pretty decent
Say
in
his
the
name
World
again?
Cup. Indai.
Come on, bro.
Ndiaye.
You're doing a decent in the
Ndiaye.
World Cup. He's
Right.
like 28. He's like a center forward, bro. He makes no sense for them. I don't like he's gonna score like 3 goals for them, whatever. Bro, it makes no
Probably.
sense for them. What are they doing? What are they doing? You need like to replace Onana, and you need more like center back help,
Bro, they're
fullback.
cooking, bro. They got
I think
James
that Villa-
Garner. They'll be all right.
Disaster, bro. Sell Pickford.
I think they
Like,
picked
who
up that Villa
cares, bro?
kid. He could be something that could be that.
So
I've heard good things about that kid, but
Calvert,
Jake O'Brien, I've
Lewin,
heard he's decent. I don't really know much
cash
about
in
him.
on that kid, Jared, whatever his name, Breathwaite. Come on,
Braithwaite?
like just a horribly
No,
run
but
club.
they want to like act like they're big shots. They want 70 million for a guy that doesn't even play for England. Like, let's good player. I think he's going to be England's starter going forward. But when you look at where he's at in his career, you want that much money. Like I said, you think you think Euro's a bad deal? 70 something million for that kid is going to be fucking a ridiculous price. But we'll see. I think they've been having some trouble with financial fair play as well. So maybe
course.
by the end of the transfer window, maybe something happens, or we move on, we get the lick. So yeah, no, they're the top horribly run clubs for that I know. So yeah, it's a good
And
shot.
to close it out, let's just say, probably like 2 or 3 blocks away, Liverpool Football Club, who have not really made that many moves, right?
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
yeah, but
like,
I
a
think
big
they've
summer for them.
Yeah, especially with a new manager, for sure. But I've
Exactly,
heard that
so-
they're getting there. Yeah, I know they're linked to
Zubimendi.
Zubimendi. That'd be a good signing. Will be a little hefty. I mean, 60 million for a kid like that. It's going to be a little bit tough on that front. But not even any sales either. I mean, Thiago retired. Matip's left new club. Outside of that, they really haven't lost much. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do. But if they get that Zubimendi, that's pretty good. I know they want the Georgian keeper. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce his name. That played, to me, arguably the best.
Valencia.
Yeah,
Mamadashvili.
they want to get him to maybe be the next goalkeeper next year, which
Come on.
kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, you're gonna spend that much money on a keeper that's not gonna play this year, and you don't even know if Alisson's even gonna leave. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no activity is pretty poor for Liverpool when you know that it's the first year of a manager. It kind of reminds me of David Moyes' first year. A lot of inactivity, a lot of we're gonna get this, we're gonna do that. We ended up with fucking Fellaini at the end of the transfer window. So
It was great. Which is
I reckon
funny,
no, Fellaini was good for us, but I mean, we could have had Cruz, we could have had a lot of good players.
but yeah, that
but
was. I mean, bro, Man United was.
don't try and
is-
defend him, bro. Don't try and
I'm not
defend the
trying to
fucking
defend- I'm
guy.
not trying to
I
defend
know
him.
we're poor. Don't get me wrong, but we still had the aura, my guy. That was 1 year after, bro.
But I'm
He said
saying,
the aura.
all I'm
He
saying
completely
is
destroyed
we
us.
didn't sign anyone because our fucking club was run horribly. I mean, they thought,
course.
oh, we just won the
I agree.
we just won the Premier League, we'll be fine. Like,
But-
no, we were
but,
not gonna be
but,
fine.
But David Moyes literally rejected Tony Cruz. That's a
Guy,
fact. I could go show you.
This nonsense.
I could-
Anyway, let's
I
move
can-
on
I
from
can show you that.
transfers. Let's get into the Olympics a little bit. Ahmed,
Ooh,
I know you have
sure.
been very, very constant and in
only
cheering for
the
the
last
Americans.
couple days.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
let's talk about this first. Matt, if you had to choose an Olympic sport you could excel in, what would you
I thought you were
enter
gonna
the
ask me
Olympics in?
if I was gonna represent Algeria or
No.
United States. Obviously,
I heard
Algeria.
France. Oh,
Close.
Oof.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think I have good reason for saying that. I think if I really train, obviously, I'm not gonna listen. Being serious now, because to not like disrespect these guys. If I train for like a decade, I think I would definitely do very well in like a 1500-meter race. And
Really?
like if you look at the history of who wins those races, it's people from Morocco, Algeria, North African countries. So I have a
Look-
track background. I'm not saying I'm gonna knock out Francis Ngannou with one punch. but I'm
Brooklyn
saying-
Studio Hall of Famer, first ballot. You know what I mean?
First ballot Hall of Fame.
but still,
They got shit hanging, jersey hanging, in the gym.
Did you play for the soccer team too, Ahmed?
I did.
You did soccer. Did you do
Scored
basketball?
goals. Of course, I did basketball. Come on now.
Goals, own goals, or
No, I scored actual goals. A couple assists.
listen. I'll say
W?
this. Definitely like where you're from sort of plays a part, right? Like if you're
Of
Kenyan,
course.
enjoy. You know what I mean? Like 3,000-meter race, that's yours to have fun in. Or like the marathons, right?
Right.
And it has to do with
and
also what these people grow up training. Like I was looking at it, right? Jamaica, known for track and field, right? So
Right.
like speaking specifically
First thing to say.
track wise, like they're a fast country, and I'm looking at them and they got like big ass like brolic dudes in discus throw, and I'm like, you compare that to Usain Bolt, it's not a matter of like genetics, so to say. It could be maybe,
Genetics
but I think it's
definitely has a big part of it.
yeah, but like you're looking at a very very different genetic set in Usain Bolt and their discus throwers. You know what I mean? What I think
Right.
plays a big role is maybe like in schools, this is what they're practicing, or these are like
Yeah.
the games that they're focusing on mostly.
Oh,
So
it's
like I'm
Cuba,
sure
like boxing.
exactly. Like in schools in Cuba, I guarantee you from 5th grade they're doing boxing.
Mexico.
So it's
Wrestling
what,
also.
it's wrestling. So it's what they focus on. So I'm sure where
Yeah.
you're from plays it. Like if you're in Kenya, everybody's running marathons, and you got
Yeah.
one. If you have one person in your country to win a gold medal there, it's like every kid now wants to play
Yeah.
that sport.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
definitely
say
that
this.
has a big part.
I'm just gonna say this, and we're probably gonna lose all our viewers in our beloved India. But
Shoot.
bro, if like
Oh, they're the
other
worst
countries-
athletes ever.
they're
by
the worst
far.
athletes of all time, bro. If other
Love
countries
India.
cared about
Big
cricket,
fan.
we would dominate. We would dominate, bro. Like if the United States cared about cricket, bro, stop.
I mean,
it,
didn't
stop
they
it.
beat Pakistan?
Didn't we
I
get
believe?
like a big upset?
Yeah, we beat
Yeah, I
Pakistan.
don't know what that was. I mean, but it was like mostly, but
Yeah.
it's mostly
But
like
you,
Pakistan.
no, you have to understand this though. Exactly. That's kind of like if America cared about cricket, it would mostly
I'm saying
be
like if like
people
a
from
country
that
like
region.
Algeria or Egypt or something.
But
I'm
the thing
saying-
is, Ahmed, though,
No.
because it depends on the sport, right? Because look at soccer, right? We completely dominate everything besides soccer, and we put a lot of
Yeah,
emphasis on
we
soccer
do,
itself.
bro. It's
But
not
I
number
think-
one.
It's just it just feels like what soccer is, and the way to develop a kid, we just haven't.
bro, like they're
embraced
not
that.
bad. You know, they're like top 20 in the world at times. Top 15.
Right,
United
but
States of
we're
America,
like
bro.
good at like everything, you know.
Maybe that is
think-
their peak.
This is what kind of doesn't make sense for me. Like I look at China, right, and I'm looking at sports that I wouldn't traditionally think China's good at. I mean,
Yo,
I was watching Chinese woman win BMX. Like, what the fuck? Where the
We gotta
fuck are they
discuss
doing
this, bro.
BMX?
It's
It just
embarrassing.
doesn't make sense.
It's embarrassing how
it's
the U.S. isn't
embarrassing.
winning BMX. Like I've never heard of BMX outside
I've never.
of the U.S.
That's what I'm saying.
and all of a sudden,
Why
it's
is-
Never
like-
heard that.
why is
Skateboarding.
China like close and gold, bro? It's very, bro. Like
Yeah.
they're very, very close.
I think they're just
And if
looking
you
at
consider-
the sports that
Yeah, of course.
we're
yeah,
not
of course.
really good at,
Yeah.
and just because that's
Good
what
for
I'm
them.
seeing.
Can I
Because
say
Look at the
something?
Romanians.
I have
The
no
Romanians
problem with
It's
that.
so
won, like-
disrespectful how Chinese athletes are being treated in the Olympics. Like
Yeah, no,
they're
it's
pushing them
crazy.
around, refusing handshakes. Like, bro,
Stuff
politics
like that
aside,
is very disrespectful.
the Olympics is not a political like it shouldn't be
No,
at
it
least,
shouldn't.
right? It shouldn't be a
I don't even
hotbed
think it's
of
bringing
politics.
people
I
together.
think it's like
you know?
jealousy.
It
they're
it
losing
might
to
be
them.
jealousy, dude.
Yeah.
It's so weird. You know,
No,
I
it's-
saw a
it definitely
statistic.
is, bro.
Obviously,
They were
politics.
saying that one swimmer Pan, who
Yeah.
broke the world record. They're like
Right.
going, "Oh, steroids." I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
from what I saw, this was on Twitter.
And I'm not
so
gonna lie, that was
not
my first thing
100%
anyway.
confirmed.
But like,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
I'm
bro,
not gonna lie.
supposedly they're the most tested and
Yeah, I
the
did hear
least
that.
positive. However, I also heard that their swimmers did get popped. But
I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Like the Soviet Union definitely were on fucking steroids. The Russian guys were definitely on steroids, and
Americans probably
Didn't-
had mad
they-
athletes on
didn't-
steroids too, bro.
probably never got caught
100%.
though. Don't get me wrong, the Russians were definitely on it, and they didn't get caught either. So, listen, obviously I'm gonna be biased, and there's gonna be a bias for America because we think we're the best in this and that and everything. But I definitely think these other countries they want to bridge the gap or squeeze and shorten the gap. Definitely do steroids. The fuck, you know what I mean?
know, man. I don't know. Maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe. I doubt it.
What are they just good at?
I
fucking-
think jumping to the conclusion is whack though. Like don't treat
Breakdancing.
other athletes like that, bro.
that I agree
so
with.
disrespectful.
That is disrespectful. So,
and bro,
unfortunate.
if you consider like Hong Kong and like Taiwan, which I think
Yep.
is like name something else right now. Like they
Chinese
Some
Taipei,
nonsense.
I think. Chinese
yeah,
Disgusting.
they have like
That's
more
disgusting.
gold medals, bro. It's embarrassing. It really is.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that's
and the U.S. has like outperformed. You know, like they've won
have it.
races and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they
They
shouldn't
should
have.
have had. We should have a lot more gold. I mean, we're killing everybody else
We
in
have
total
2
medals for
coming
sure.
up in
Yeah,
basketball.
total,
We'll
but
say that.
gold is what
You
matters.
also have to take into account, low key, the population in China is a lot more than us. You know what I mean? That's what which doesn't make sense to like people saying,
Yeah, but like
"Oh,
diversity,
the
it's not
U.S. of
close.
course." But this is what I'm trying to say is
It's
like,
more diverse
"Oh,
than
the
you think.
U.S." What do you mean by
In
that?
terms of like China's a huge country, so you're gonna have different
Oh,
builds.
Yeah, but
all
like I'm
throughout.
I
saying,
hear
it's
you.
one race.
No, but
One
what
ra-
the
maybe
point
maybe
I'm trying to say
maybe
is
it's
like,
Chinese and all different
like
type
if you
people, but
really
it's
take into
Asian
account,
people.
yeah,
No,
for
of
sure.
course America's the melting pot.
hear you.
We're diving into like such a genetics conversation right now.
No, yeah,
This is
but-
no
but
longer a
lot- but
sports
genetics-
podcast, but it has
No,
to do
but
with it. This is the
genetics a
Olympics.
huge thing, especially in the
Of
Olympic
course.
sports, which is one-on-one.
We talked
Sports.
about this with the Algerian
Majority.
boxer.
But
Like,
what I'm trying to say more so is like China's population is what, 1 billion or something,
yes,
something ridiculous, right? I mean, 65 total gold medals is not that good considering their
Yeah,
population,
and
right?
no,
A lot of people like to talk shit about the United States. We only have 300 million something people in America. We have the most athletes because they're the best. I don't know how that's a bad thing. People say, "Oh, of course, the United States are going to have the most medals when they have the most people there." Yeah, that's a good thing. I don't know how that's an argument against us. It doesn't make sense. Obviously, gold medals, we should have a little bit more, but at the moment, we're leading. And like I said, total medals is not even close. Not even close. I think per metric or something like that, like per capita and population, I think Kosovo is like top 3,
top like 30, yeah.
which is great. Shout out to
Also, Saint
Kosovo
Lucia just
is-
won that gold medal in
Oh,
100
Saint
meter, right?
Lucia.
love when
Don't
the
get me
small.
started.
I
That's-
love when small countries win their thing, man. It's
Yeah.
really good. I think Australia also in terms of population.
Yeah, Australia. done
I
very,
think they
very
have
well for
41
themselves.
they have
Canada
four-
as well, bro. Canada are like literally like the baby brother of us.
Australia's a top dog, bro. That is a
Swimming,
serious
I mean,
country.
especially in swimming, they're really can't really fuck with them. Even though I think we are beating them in swimming, of course they like to talk shit about us. They keep saying Australia's better than us at swimming. Yeah,
I
but
don't think they
their
beat us
swimming is good.
once. Have they?
No, they beat us. They beat us. I know Katie Ledecky literally lost to an
That was-
Australian. That was early on though. So nevertheless, I mean, Katie,
that was.
of course, she's way better than her.
I think she's like to go. No.
Probably.
the
I mean,
goat.
she's winning. She's winning some races like 20 seconds.
Yeah, I
chilling,
see.
hanging
And
out.
Australia
get a
has a
coffee.
small ass population, bro.
Yeah, so they're up
a
there
big
too. I
country.
mean, 18 gold medals, 40 something in total. Good for them. I love seeing that. Obviously, France, they've done good considering that their own crib at their own place. So
To get to some like, real specific stuff. I mean, I think yesterday that was the day that the Americans really like took over. I mean, what a
Yeah.
day for them.
yeah, amazing.
I really have to go back to look at it, but what was it? I think
1500-meter race.
the 1500 meter they had three Americans in the top 5, which is just
Great.
outstanding. This is
Love
not this is not like that's not what the Americans dominate in. That's more
No,
for the
it's okay.
Africans, more for
Yep.
like those what do you call those people from like
Algerians.
Norway and Denmark,
Nordic,
Scandinavian,
The Nordic countries.
Scandinavian. Yeah.
Scandinavian, yeah, those kind of people. So for them to have 3 guys, and I mean that run from what was his name, Hawk,
Hooker?
what was it,
Hawk.
Hooker?
I'm thinking of Dan
sorry.
Hooker, bro. I swear to God, I'm thinking of Dan Hooker. Let's see, 1500-meter USA. Hawker, I'm close. Let's
Hawker.
go.
Yeah, I mean that was
W,
outstanding,
baby.
bro. That was
Fantastic.
That
You
was
saw his-
crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy push. Crazy push. Olympic record. I'm looking at it right now. Wow, that's crazy for him. And
Alright, he
Americans
pushed
have an
in those last few minutes.
Olympic record in that kind of race. What else? I mean, the women have done outstanding.
Oh yeah.
Like just to get to the big one, even though it wasn't American, the 100 meter was Saint Lucia, which is, I mean, it's fair. I didn't even know that was a country. I'm not gonna lie, and I like know countries and stuff like that. I
Oh,
had
he
no
knows
idea.
countries,
Like,
ladies and gentlemen.
like,
Name
I know
50
my,
right now. Go.
I'm not gonna do that right now, but
It's right behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he
shout
was
out-
very
shout out
tempted.
to-
He was very tempted to start naming countries, just off the dome.
Yeah.
Hey, FIFA helps a lot.
FIFA does help a
Mm.
lot. Go ahead. Emma.
Shout out to the 100-meter women's winner, Julian Alfred. I mean, I won't say much about her. Just outstanding. Let's just move on.
Shout out Shakari
Uh,
Richardson too, though.
Shakari Richardson got second. People were
She's a
saying
beast.
like, yo, bro, she had a dominant year. You know, she'll
a
get that goal
beast.
eventually.
Yeah.
To the men's 100, obviously it was big news. Noah Lyles with that historic finish. That was that photo finish. What do you guys think about the call, bro? That the commentator kind of rushed through it and said Thompson won it.
I swear to everything I love. I was watching that shit and I was like, I don't think that guy won. I thought Lyles won. I was because obviously I'm looking at him.
I had no idea, but
Short
still.
of time.
to-
No,
to-
I was
to be
looking because
so-
Wait,
obviously
why
I
was the commentator saying that?
the commentator was saying
he
the
said
Jamaican guy,
oh Bro, he said Thompson just won a gold medal for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Like he
like
gave him the
definitively
dream.
didn't even like
Line,
say
you
it
know?
at all. And I was looking at Noah Lyles pretty much the whole race to see, oh, maybe he's gonna do something at the end. And in my head, I was like, I think he won. I think he got there
Yeah.
ahead of him.
I was watching
And
it
then I'm
with my
li-
brother.
and I'm looking at and I'm hearing the
Listen, bro,
commentary, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. And then I seen they showed him, and then Lyles just started celebrating. I'm like, I think this guy fucking won. And he's not, and we're not the only people. 'Cause I
Phenomenal
talked to other
celebration.
people.
Cold celebration.
Oh, 100%. You know,
Bro,
after
I-
all the
Yeah,
people
some
talking
cold
shit.
celebrations. That
He's
I
not-
didn't even.
I have
Yo,
no
you know what's
problem
funny? How long
when you're
they
winning.
took to get it started. Like he was doing all these motions, and then they were
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
so long to get it started. And he was like, "All right,
Yeah.
let's go, bro." I was
Yeah.
watching it with my brother. I
Uh,
didn't even notice the commentator said anything because I was like cheering because I genuinely thought I was like,
Yeah.
"No, what?" Like at first it ended and it was so close. Like we all knew it was so close. I was like, "Did he
Yeah.
do it?" I was like, because you're cheering for Noah Lyles because people have been on his case for no reason.
He had a
for
slow
speaking
start.
facts, sort of, but yeah, we'll
also,
see.
Curly gets bronze, so good for him. American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. To
I was
the
watching him
women's-
too.
I think we
Like
covered
he was
that.
right next to the Jamaican guy. And I was like, oh, he's there. He's there.
I didn't even see him. I didn't see him at all till the end.
Nah,
He
he
was
was
kinda
he was right
blocked off.
there
Because
with him.
he was being blocked by
Yeah.
Kind of, but,
Thompson.
Because he had a good start. That's why. So I was focused on him. So, but yeah, I mean, Noah Lyles, after all the people talking shit, after the U.S. basketball team were there to watch him, to see him get that. I mean, I don't understand why people. I mean, I think it's a corny statement, that original statement about how, oh, we're not best team in the world type thing. But objectively, he's not wrong. But it's just the way that he came out and said it.
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
No, but that's
you
just-
know
bro,
that the Denver Nuggets are smoking fucking Real Madrid or whatever fucking team you have out there. Like, let's stop. Let's relax.
Well,
let's not.
well,
Yeah.
we did lose the FIBA World Championship.
Bro, FIBA World Championship, they had fucking Josh
I mean, that
Hart
wasn't
there,
our
bro.
A team.
Come on, bro. They had Josh Hart there, bro. Hustling in the Olympics or a FIBA tournament. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Real teams playing today. So, there you go.
But listen, like especially now, bro. This era of not even just men, but both. Well, I'm telling you, the women's is probably even more, but the men's is really like a new era, and they need a guy like Noah Lyles. He's probably he's one of the youngest. I think him and Knighton, but
Good.
bro, like he's a young
Love it.
guy. If he can be this brash guy, I mean, bro, Bolt,
Great.
like, yeah, he was fast, but he was so confident and stuff like that. That's what made him so special.
that's what. Yeah, 100%.
Obviously his
And we
his
we
world
want
record pace.
we need to get some gold in that race because Usain Bolt literally fucking dominated that shit.
Bro, that
When
was
we
the first time in
had
20
great
years.
guys, I remember guys like Tyson Gray, man. I mean, Gay.
Okay.
He should have been some
Never
guy,
won gold, bro. Never won gold.
Never
Like
won
a monster.
gold.
Monster.
monster, like you said. So to
Justin
see
Gatlin,
us
I don't think he
getting
won
getting
Olympic gold either.
say that again.
No.
No, I
Justin
think Gatlin's.
Gatlin.
No, I think Gatlin's
Olympic gold?
something. Oh, gold?
And 100 meter?
I don't
No,
know.
not a
No,
chance.
I'm not too sure.
Close, but
Uh,
not a chance.
Close, yeah,
Uh,
exactly. So to see American win something, actually, he's won one gold
Yeah, I know, but
100
not
meter.
Olympic.
in 2004. W
Oh, yeah, no, he was the last one. He was the last one, I'm saying.
W.
He was the
Gatlin.
last one.
Yep, I guess so.
Yeah, he was the last one.
Never lost.
let's get to the 200 meters. The men's semifinal is still going on. The final will be I don't know when,
Smoke.
but that will be very interesting
Smoke.
as Noah Lyles goes for the double. But the obviously the final went down. Let's talk about the final. Gabby Thomas, my word, Harvard.
That was
graduate,
great too.
by the way, bro. Harvard graduate.
Amazing.
She's like
Winning
just
at life.
stud, bro. I mean, not a stud. Obviously, that's like for a guy, but like
She's
you
a
know,
stud, bro.
sensational.
It's okay.
Stud, whatever.
Okay.
And really like wasn't really close. Yeah, she's like the future.
W.
Also, Brittany Brown gets bronze, and Julian Alfred. I mean, what Olympics for her. So yeah, let's get to I think
Dominating track and
today.
field, man.
Let's see. Oh, the 500-meter race was crazy, bro. It was
Yeah,
that
bro.
one yesterday. No. I'm sorry. We already talked about
The one that happened
1500
today.
meter. Yeah, let's talk about that one. That's the big one we gotta start with. That was 3,000 meters. No, I'm sorry.
I think so.
No, it was. It was the steeplechase thing.
That's the one where the guy like fell. Ethiopian guy.
Yeah.
Knocked out.
Yeah.
Crazy,
that
bro.
was, that was
Bro, I
Well, the whole
rewatched the
race-
video.
The last minute of that
He
race
fell on
was
his
nuts.
arm. That was weird.
Yeah, he felt like.
That's
he
also a
knocked him-
very
he
weird
knocked
race
himself
to
out.
me. Like I don't understand what's going on
It's
in
a
that
mad
race.
law.
They're going through water and then through hurdles all
Yeah,
together at
it's
the same
crazy.
time.
It really is
I'm
crazy.
like,
W.
Uh,
fuck
a
with
little
it.
confused, but okay. Who won that, Ahmed?
let's get to it.
Moroccan, no?
Coming in was the heavy favorite. Was the defending Olympic champion from the last Olympics was Sofiane El Bekelele. I mean, bro, he's like the
Confirms
goat
your
of
theory.
this. Yeah, no, I mean, and this is like even tougher because you add in, you said the jump in the water, stuff like that. I don't think it was a surprise that he won. I think people expected him to win. But the talk here is what's his first name here? The Rooks kid, Kenneth Rooks, for an American to do that. I mean, and he was like really like going for it first at one point.
Good.
So for him to get second, what a race for him. And just the scenes in that, one of the most chaotic, entertaining, exciting races I've ever seen. Like you said, the guy got knocked out, bro. That was nuts. So yeah, that was a top race, and Morocco gets their first gold. And he's I mean, bro, this guy, like I said, bro, this guy's like the goat of this, and he's young.
Right.
He's still going. So
Amazing.
Sofiane El Belkalali.
You can draw inspiration from him.
I guess I'm out.
For your
I don't-
future
I don't see
career at,
myself doing the jumping. I don't see myself doing the jumping shit, but the
Shout out
regular
Quincy
stuff.
Hall, 400 meter.
Let's
Comeback.
get to that. Let's get to the 400 meter today. The woman already went down.
400
sure.
meter race
Semifinals.
considered the most difficult one out of all of them, which is crazy. I didn't know about it until
Oh yeah, because it's
someone
tough. It's
posted
tough
it. Yeah,
because you're basically going full speed before.
that's the crazy thing.
I think coming in. I liked Hudson Smith from England to win it. Tough. He lost it at the end for him, but a silver is not bad. Story here is Mr. Quincy Hall. Is that his first name? Quincy
Right.
Hall.
Yep.
I mean, bro, like even the commentator was saying that he looked gassed, looked tired, and really like pushed everything he had left. Got the gold. Wasn't expected to do it. I think we have to mention Mr. What's his name? Michael Norman. Kind of a disaster. He's really known at this point for choking in the big stages. Very talented guy with like college champ and stuff like that. Was breaking records in college. So for him to not show his full potential, very very strange and disappointing. Like you said, though, an American, and to that point, bro, wasn't expecting and got it done. So it's Americans, man.
Gotta love it.
anything we're looking forward to besides the men's 200 meter. Anything we're looking forward to coming up?
Well, we have to talk about that. I mean, come on now, the Algerian who was favored to win the 800 meter, and like I said, this guy is really like considered the next big thing at this race or at this distance. I mean, he really dominates from anywhere from 600, 800 to 1,000. Let me get his name exactly. Jamel.
Is he your cousin?
No. I don't know if you guys seen though. There was a guy with my last name in the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent him.
Like I
Could've been you.
genuinely thought that. I genuinely thought that was your cousin.
Jamel Chejesti.
He's French.
French, bro.
No, he's
That's
literally
why.
born in
That's
Jersey.
why. That's why Tigo went. Bro, he thought the same exact thing
He's
as
literally
me.
he's literally born like 20 minutes away from my house. You guys can see.
He's
Jamel.
French.
I just can't pronounce it like.
It's
in a
okay. Try your
English,
best.
Thing.
Take your
Yeah,
time, bro. It's okay. Don't know your cousin.
Yeah, but like I said, this guy who is expected to win this competition had a good first round. And we'll see. He's a big hole for gold, like gold for Algeria in this kind of big time
Would be
competition.
y'all
is no
second,
joke.
right?
Would be the second gold, and obviously with our boxer Iman, on Friday, could be 3 goals for Algeria, which is huge deal. So we'll see what happens.
Love you. Love it.
Got you, Oni, bro. Lost.
No, I'm just I'm looking at some of the matchups here, and
You're
I'm trying to see-
appreciating the-
I'm trying to see
The
if
best
we're
athletes
gonna
in the world?
finish. I'm trying to see if we're gonna finish first in gold medals.
Probably, man.
bro.
Because
Like I
Could be-
automatically add 2 to our total because of what do you call it? Because
Basketball?
of basketball.
well, you can
So
do
it's like-
basketball. You can also do women's soccer.
Women's soccer.
They should
I
win
didn't
that.
even think about that.
Mm,
Nah,
yeah,
they're less
they're playing,
trustworthy in that aspect.
I mean, I think we're gonna win that, bro.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean we
Brazil?
should.
No, not
we
Brazil,
should.
right? Spain.
We should.
What are you playing in the final?
I'm not sure,
Brazil?
but I don't trust them as much, man. Like we should win it. We're the best.
They at this point
But it's not as guaranteed as basketball,
They're there.
for sure.
I
Um,
think it's probably even a little bit.
Get out of
like-
here, bro. Get out of here. You're crazy.
Yo.
Women's basketball is locked.
Oh, women's basketball, of course. I'm
Locked.
talking about men's.
Who's
I
gonna
don't
beat
know.
us? France. France
I
is
don't know,
way
I
worse
just-
than we
I-
thought, bro.
I just feel like the whole Noah Lyles thing. It would be mad funny how
if they lose and he wins,
if they lose. Yeah.
that would be funny.
You think LeBron's gonna lose on his last Olympics?
No, no way, no chance.
Do you know
It's not gonna
LeMickey?
happen. LeMickey.
I know LeMickey.
LeMickey
I know
Mouse.
LeMickey.
I wish,
Please
bro.
don't.
I wish they would lose because Steve Kerr is so annoying with each other. Anyway,
Yeah, it should be Eric Spoelstra. Head coach.
I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
Best coach in NBA.
Let's go on to SummerSlam, right? Talked about it beforehand. Watched it.
Everything I said came
Yo,
true, bro.
What a fantastic,
Everything I came-
fantastic.
Oh my god, I need to get a
PLE.
job, bro.
Why do you need to get this? Oh, in
I need a job
WWE.
with
Oh.
Yeah, nah, I need a job
I mean,
regularly, bro.
If you got everything right, they obviously don't.
Everything. That's why it's a 10
But
out
they
of
don't
10
need you.
PLE.
They don't need you.
Nah. Because
Somebody
but
else
isn't
is
that
making
bad,
those-
though? Like,
somebody else
don't
is
you wanna
already
be,
coming
like,
up with those
shocked?
ideas.
I'm
No.
shocked that they got everything right.
No, Ahmed, you don't have to have a shock factor. Like
No.
everything was,
But this,
and not
but
only
this
that,
still was a shock.
it's there was, bro. It's about the storytelling. First of all,
How?
Dominic Mysterio. Let's talk about it. That was pretty.
I don't think it was shocking because I think I
Shocking,
told you.
sort
I
of.
literally told
Yeah,
you
that's-
on the
that's
podcast
exactly
we
what
could
it-
show it up. I said there's gonna be a coup from the Judgment Day. Finn Balor, Liv Morgan, Dominic Mysterio. He's gonna cost Rhea Ripley the title, at least win the title, and then Finn's gonna do it to Damian Priest, kick them both out. But like, you need to understand, Ahmed. I predict it because I'm excited to see what they do going forward. I don't know what
Yeah.
they're gonna do now. Maybe I do the big outcome, but the way they're doing the story is gonna be interesting to me, and it's more entertainment. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the matches in order, or
We don't
what's
have
the
to go
biggest
in order. I
moments?
mean, what
'Cause
what
obviously the
biggest
biggest
moments? Let's talk
moments.
about the biggest
I
moments.
mean, bro, the fucking biggest moment is, put them ones on, put them ones up. The fucking tribal chief back to just, he looked mad nonchalant. It was mad funny.
He's
I
just so
liked it.
good now. Can we just
I-
talk
I-
about how good he is right now?
I'll
bro?
tell you this because I've had
Yeah,
this
I'm like
conversation with my
shocked
brother.
at how good he is.
No, he's nuts. He's
So
like,
good,
yo,
bro.
holy shit. I've had this conversation with my brother. My top 5, like who I like, I have Roman Reigns in my top 5. But I like Cody Rhodes more. But I wouldn't put Cody Rhodes in my top 5. Does that even make sense to you guys?
Like right now, you're talking about like you're
You're
Like,
talking
right now,
about your
just-
top 5
No,
as in
no,
like
my
the top 5
top 5
best
all time.
wrestlers.
Top 5 all time, in my opinion, who I like. Not
Okay.
biased or
You
who
would
I
put
think.
Cody
But
in your
you
top
like
5 all
Cody
time?
more?
I would have Roman in my top 5 and not Cody, but I like Cody more.
You
Does
know
that make
makes no
sense?
sense, right? No, it
doesn't
doesn't.
make sense.
I see. I
but
could
now
sit
I'll
here.
explain you.
I could
I'll
sit here
explain
and
it.
lie to you, like just so like the people watching this will be like, oh yeah, they're on the same page. Look how smart that. No, that point to me is stupid. I'm gonna
I'll
be
explain to
completely
you.
honest.
Because it kind of doesn't make sense. But if I just tell you
ahead.
my
Tell
mind
us your
how I
thought
think about it.
process.
I think the way I look at it is like I like the Cody Rhodes character, but I don't think he's achieved enough to be in my top 5.
Okay.
Right?
Nowhere
So
near.
the whole Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns saga, I was rooting for Cody Rhodes. Love Cody Rhodes. I love the character. I love the baby face. And I love all that.
Sure.
But then I just see fucking Roman Reigns pull up, and it's just like what are we
Oof.
doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get what you're
It's
saying.
just an awe factor.
I take back
where
what
it's
I
like-
said.
I like Cody, man. I love him. He's like he's my favorite wrestler right now. But damn, Roman Reigns is like,
He's
it
just
makes
too good.
sense. It does.
Right now,
He's too good.
Which is
Roman Reigns is too good. Like I never
Too good.
thought in my life I would be saying this, but Roman Reigns still has a lot to go. That dude could
100%.
really be up there in a Mount Rushmore argument sooner or
Dude,
later, bro.
there's so much.
I never thought I'd
things-
be able to say this.
Oh,
It was
100%. I think
Like,
you could.
people.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Ahmed.
No, I'm saying, bro, like I'm nowhere near like as like locked in as you guys, freaking Tiku. But people already talk about and people already put him in those talks, you know, and those like top.
WWE's
5,
already
top-
calling
I mean,
Roman
I had
Reigns
him
the
like
GOAT.
inside the top 10.
the goal is crazy.
I had him inside the top 10 already.
Is Roman
which,
Reigns
which
top
for me
10?
was
I think,
like
I think
kind of
that's not
shocking
crazy.
because it was like, damn,
It's not crazy.
he's
but
at that level.
But
it's
now,
probably
but
not
this
that
is
shocking.
but this is what you need to understand, Yoni. Like Ahmed said, people wouldn't like realize that because now that people
And
are starting
then-
to come in, the last memories that people have had about Roman Reigns was when he was getting fucking killed, bro.
Yeah.
But okay,
know?
but like when you look at it, like, you know, like some of the things that are really great. Okay, you know, obviously that like 2000 day reign, whatever, that's like
Right.
phenomenal. But
Right.
like those main events, right? At WrestleMania, which I think are like what really like puts him on a different level because he has way more than some of like, the
Everyone.
all time greats.
Yeah.
Some of the all time
By a
greats, he's
lot.
got like 3 times. Yeah.
By a lot.
But I think if you really look at them, it's like what, like how many were against Brock? How
Right.
many of were like he wasn't even the
guys.
guy, and he didn't
Right.
even deserve to be at the main event,
Right.
in my opinion, at that time.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, like he has all those, but how many of those were like when John Cena was at the main event, he was the guy, he was
Right.
carrying and stuff like that. And the last couple years, I think Roman has done that. That's only like what, like 3 or 4.
That's the
Right.
crazy thing about it. Roman Reigns went from, okay, we don't like this guy because WWE is pushing him on us too much, right? Like, he's good. I always thought he was good, but I was like, well, I didn't always think he was good. At one point, I hated him. And then I started to realize, like, all right, this guy's solid. But it was like, why are you pushing this on us for no reason? It's not organic. And now it's just a full 180 where this guy is so good, he doesn't have to say
Yeah, but
anything,
we're like way past
do
that.
anything. The second he
It's,
shows
like,
up.
disrespectful to still even bring it up, in my opinion. He's way
That-
past that, right?
Well, yeah, that's fair. But I also want to say something, right? How much of a role does Cody Rhodes play in projecting Roman to this big timer that he is? How much aura he has? Because let's be honest, right? Seth Rollins and him had that rivalry for years, right? Brock Lesnar and him had that rivalry for years. It was good. But him and Cody Rhodes is that rivalry
Yeah,
where
they're-
it's legit. Those two together elevate each
together,
other
bro.
so much,
I-
and it's
yeah.
just like it's not even babyface versus heel because it was technically, but it's not in terms of equal amounts of people support them
Bro,
both.
now
It's
now
not like
the
there's one
best. Now
distinct
it's
favorite.
like now it's like Goku versus like fucking Vegeta, bro. It's
Exactly.
Like, I love both
Right.
guys.
Best
It
for
just
best.
makes sense.
Whoever wins
It-
wins.
it-
I just
yeah.
want to see a banger.
It just makes sense. The dynamic that they both bring just elevates both of them, and it elevates the whole company, and it elevates the storyline because they're not really different when you look at it. Both guys were coming from wrestling families. Both of them were pushed to the spotlight a little too early, and both had to go through hardships to be where they're at now. You know, and it just makes a lot of sense why Cody Rhodes won it. I swear to everything I love, bro. I wasn't even watching wrestling, bro, like that. But I watched Cody Rhodes' debut at that WrestleMania against Seth Rollins, and I seen his promo the next night, and I seen the promo, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna start watching wrestling now.
Really.
I swear to everything I love.
You know.
Because I looked at what could be with Cody Rhodes, and I told my brother because he was right next to me. I'm like, bro, if there's somebody and this was crazy because
Brock
I knew
Lesnar was
about
that guy for
Roman.
me.
I knew about Roman. You see, Brock Lesnar been through too many. Bro, he took the Undertaker streak. Bro, get the fuck out of my face. I'm not trying to hear that.
No,
But
I'm
obviously
saying
Brock
like
Lesnar. Oh,
when
to
he
get you
came
back
back
into
against
WWE.
John Cena,
Oh,
that's
that was
when
amazing.
because
Oh,
it
that
was
was a
dead
tr-
at that time.
Yeah, it was. That was nuts.
He did that.
I must have misheard you then. But I was like, yo, I think, and I wasn't watching wrestling that much, and I knew about Roman's like whole streak, year, day, fucking reign as champion. I'm like, I feel like Cody Rhodes, the shit he can do with this guy, he has to be the guy to beat the Roman Reigns. And he had to go through his hardships too when he injured himself against Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell. Well, he was injured coming in, and he was out for a whole year. Came back to the Royal Rumble. I'm like, damn, this guy is that guy. So I think it both work so well together, where the dynamic and the storyline literally has elevated the whole WWE to
And-
honestly
and you know
a level that we've never seen before. With social
Never,
media and
ever.
everything,
I think it's the
you can
peak
argue-
of WWE ever, arguably.
you can argue that it's
Well, bro,
it's the best.
And you know what's
it's the
funny?
highest that
Ahmed,
WWE's
I
been.
wouldn't say that.
Hold up, let me say something real quick.
because
The funniest part is, just real quick, we're not gonna see Cody versus Roman for a while, I don't think. But go ahead.
Of course
Ahmed,
not.
Whatever
But
you
they
were gonna say.
teased it because they are
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah.
verse
They're
each
gonna
other
wrestle
because
again down the line,
where
but
they're
not
gonna
right
have
now
the
for
third
like
match.
a year or two.
They're gonna have that third match where there's no interference, no nothing,
Yeah.
just straight who's better.
Yeah. Ahmed, you were saying something about WWE being.
But
at
it's
its
me a
peak?
while.
like you're definitely right, but now I think it's got to a point where it's like the UFC like in like 2019, where like starting 2019, every year after that, even before that, but it's really starting in like 2019 when ESPN got on them. Every single year after that, they took a new level, and I think
Mhm.
like right now, yeah, it's big. But when it goes to Netflix and
Ooh.
stuff like that, bro,
Oh my
like it's going
God.
to be on a whole new level.
Like
And yeah,
Triple
it
H
takes
just
time,
said,
I know.
they're gonna with joining Netflix, they're gonna expand their reach even more. So it's gonna be nuts, and it's gonna be nuts, Ed.
Yeah, Michael Chandler coming at the Royal Rumble, bro. I'm telling you.
Which that's nuts. I'm gonna say something, and you guys might like. I don't know if you guys are gonna really hate it, but I think Roman Reigns, what he did for the WWE at this time period, being the top guy, was better than what John Cena did.
No,
Mm.
no.
And I love Cena. He's
I mean,
probably
bro,
my
all right.
favorite wrestler.
So
Let me
you
explain.
gotta break it down.
I'll break it down because I think where the WWE was when John Cena became the top guy to where the WWE was when Roman Reigns became the tribal chief, when everything else, two totally different landscapes. Two totally different landscapes. Obviously, I'm gonna respect Cena because of longevity that he had, but he was getting the WWE after the Attitude Era where they were at their best. Even though they lost Austin, even though they lost The Rock, they were the hype after he. There was a momentum coming into when he was the guy. Respect to Cena because he still had to take on that mantle as the next top guy after Austin and Rock. But in the early periods, it wasn't just Cena. Batista had a big part in that too, man. With the both
For sure.
brands, Batista was a top guy too. So
Randy Orton was pretty big.
Randy, they had so many Edge, all these guys that were top talents at that time. And it eased them up. Even though after that, when the WWE started going down and this and that, Cena was still that top guy and making him relevant. But where the WWE was heading in 2019, and I was watching WWE in 2019, bro, it was by far the worst product I've ever seen in my life. Worst product I've ever seen in my life. The only thing that was good was The Fiend.
Oh, like
That was decent.
okay.
And when you had, and I hate to say this because Yoni's going to be like, oh my God, I got you to say it. But with the emergence of the AEW at that time,
AEW.
if Roman Reigns didn't become the guy that he was, I don't think we even see the WWE as great as it is now. Obviously, without Roman Reigns, it could be a whole different landscape where maybe WWE weren't the top show anymore. So I think what's Roman and what
So
I
what
also
you're
want to
present-
say, my argument also, let me end it, where it was mostly on Roman Reigns and the bloodline story that saved the WWE from probably not even being where they are now. And let me tell you something else. If the Vince McMahon thing happened also around that time period and you didn't have a tribal chief Roman Reigns, where the hell would the WWE be? So I'm looking at it where that doesn't take away from Cena not being the GOAT, because he's definitely the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. 20 years. Most championships will get that belt, trust. So that's my argument. So I don't know if you guys take it how you want.
So like what you're basically doing is saying that like Roman Reigns is Steph Curry, and that John Cena is LeBron. Like you're obviously saying that LeBron is the greatest, but in
Ooh.
terms of like
It's a good
importance,
comparison.
importance,
It's a good comparison.
it's not really close. I don't like importance is like crazy because like they needed Roman they needed Roman, you know?
Right.
Like at
That
that time,
is such a
like
good comparison, bro.
It's a
That
good
is such a
comparison.
good
It's not
comparison.
100%, but I understand why he says that.
Nah, he cooked with
Because
that.
because it makes sense. But go ahead.
because bro, at that time, like I think you're kind of like overrating, like oh, like Cena just got handed over something great, like behind, like after The Rock left and stuff like that, bro. Like it was
No,
they needed someone.
No, I know, but yeah, 100%. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
They
trying
needed
to
like
undervalue.
a guy.
I'm not trying to undervalue Cena, what he did, right? Because you're having to step into that role of The Rock and Austin. These are the two best of all time. It's a really hard thing, and he did that.
I think it's
You get
also
what I'm
fair to
saying?
put it into perspective of how Tiku kind of labeled it, in that
Right.
you had a very good competition. AEW out the bat was probably,
Yeah.
besides
good.
WCW, the best like
Right.
emergence of a competitor, right?
Dude, I remember
so you had
that
and in
time,
modern
bro.
times, it's so easy to like push it. You know,
I
you
don't know
post
if
it on
you
social
guys
media.
watched in 2019. I remember when AEW wasn't even a thing yet, where they had the press conference where they had every guy Cody Rhodes and all that.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. AEW
I remember
was
that, bro,
red hot,
because
bro.
there was it's so much different now. It's insane, because there was a lot of WWE fans that were like, I can't wait for AEW.
Yeah. Well, competition breeds innovation, right?
Right.
It's the
new-
number one thing. So
Right.
I think putting it into that perspective is, I agree with Ahmed, right? John Cena is the greatest. And it's not easy to pick up from The Rock and
100%.
and what do you call it?
Recording in
Awesome.
progress.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin. So like, I think if John Cena had not been there, it would have been easier for someone else to carry it, just not
Right.
to his level, of course,
Yeah.
not even close
Yeah.
to his level. But WWE would have still been around, because
Right.
the biggest competition they had was TNA, which was okay and had plenty of its
Yeah.
own controversies. So
Because WWE are gonna build somebody up to be the
yeah,
star.
But
if there
you
wasn't a Cena,
exactly.
there would have been a Randy. There would have been somebody else. They would have found somebody
Especially
else.
when it's a time of peace. Now, when you come
Right.
into 2020, moving
Exactly.
forward, you have COVID, you have AEW, you have
You
Vince
think that was a time
McMahon
of peace?
controversy. Yeah.
It
John
was a
Cena's
time
era?
of
You know
not-
what happened around there, bro? You
What happened?
was-
Oh,
Oh, that's a good
that's
point.
a good point.
That's
That
a
is
good
a
Come on
good
now,
point.
bro.
point.
I totally forgot about that. That's
That
a
was-
really,
that
And bro,
could've
there's
been
really
other
good point.
stuff. Other stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Not just that,
That could have destroyed
bro.
WWE big time.
bro.
That was
like,
the biggest
I'm
threat
telling you,
to wrestling.
I think, bro, like they just
That's a
think
good
that
point,
like
man.
Cena
Respect.
is, bro. I think, bro, like they just think Cena was like this, like teacher's pet. Bro, Cena is so important, bro. Like he's very important, and I think Roman, the only thing he has over him is like he was more needed. Like, bro, okay, yeah,
That's-
you're probably right. Like if Cena doesn't come, like there's obviously Triple H was still there.
Shawn Michaels.
Fucking Undertaker, yeah,
Taker.
Orton, Edge, guys like that.
This is the young guy is more so I was talking about because we knew what they
But-
were gonna bring, you know. So yeah.
And bro, like you guys are talking about fucking AEW. I think the bigger competition was and still is right now is the fucking UFC. Well, UFC
Right.
was huge at that time.
That's a good
bro.
point as well.
Just when they were going down,
But
UFC
this
was
is-
really going
I get
up.
that, but I feel like that. I don't know why. How does that go against each other? That was
it does
something weird
because
that I thought.
the market coming back into
I
WWE
get it.
isn't kids. It's
Right, it's that
it's
age group for
our
sure.
age
But you
group
need
and
to
adults.
understand how,
so-
for sure. Don't get me wrong, but the issue is UFC has a main event fight card every week on a Saturday, right? The main issue, that's what they didn't understand with me. Vince McMahon had a beef with like Ultimate Fighter because it would go on around the same time they had WWE things like Monday night or whenever they had SmackDown because he had it multiple different times, Friday, Thursday, this and that. So, but I never understood the obsession that Vince McMahon had against the UFC at that time, even though they were emerging and they were maybe they were taking people from that demographic because it was like, okay, why would I watch fake fighting when I can watch real fighting? You get what I'm saying? But you're not going into WWE to watch thinking they're really gonna beat the fuck out of themselves.
not in our
25-year-old guy.
demographic at least. Yeah.
Bro, like you can still be a fan of both.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like
But
right now.
I understand why Vince McMahon maybe could have been a little bit thing because also you also need to understand that Monday Night Raw was on Spike at that time, back in the day, and they also had Ultimate Fighting on Spike as well. So it was competition, but I don't think it was WWE's gonna die because of UFC. I don't think that was ever gonna happen. You know what I mean? So that's a very I don't know if I want to say the name of the person because it seems like he's been erased from history. That should be enough for
You can definitely
anybody.
say it, bro.
But that's a
Podcast.
really, really good point because
It's
you
a
need to
fantastic
understand John Cena is the perfect guy to push into not even just WWE. Dude, John Cena was there in fucking CNN interviews with fucking Chris Jericho trying to tell people what
Spokesperson,
happened,
the face,
explain it
the
to this
perfect
and that.
face.
And even to this day, right? You're looking at John Cena, the face of the guy, what he does outside of the WWE, the whole Make-A-Wish thing.
He's such a
this and that.
well-versed person.
Yeah, no
He's such a-
Chinese.
he does know Chinese.
He does.
I don't
Think
Oh, he does, yeah.
Yeah, he could be a fantastic politician. Not for nothing.
Oh,
Yo, honest question right now. Answer it.
100%.
John Cena runs as an independent. Who wins?
President,
him,
I'm
Kamala or
voting
Trump?
for 100%.
No, I'm not asking if you're voting for him. I'm saying who wins. John Cena, Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. He
John
runs as an
Cena.
independent. You think he
John
wins?
Cena.
Like actually wins
I'll
the
beat
American
that
vote?
ass. He might not win, but yo, he'll do better than.
He'll do
I think
pretty
he'll-
good, bro.
I think he'll get. I think he'll get like. Let's just say he has no experience. He just comes out of nowhere on some shit.
Like
I
right
think
now.
I think he'll get like 34% of the votes. I mean,
If it's a three-party race, 34% wins.
well, it depends on his.
Like
No, it doesn't.
mathematically, yes, it does. Mathematically speaking, 34. Oh, actually, unless one of them smokes. Like if he gets 34 and then
Yeah,
like
so
Trump
what the
gets
fuck- what are you
50
talking
and then
about?
Kamala gets my fault.
What are you talking about?
I thought you meant like 34. All right, whatever.
Depends on the
You're right.
policies as well, but if he's like decent, you know,
Maybe
Robert F.
maybe-
Kennedy type shit.
We're getting kind of
Without
political, but maybe
everything
John
else.
Cena breaks the two-party system, runs as a
That'd be a-
third party.
That'd be a W. and then he turns heel at the end. Dictatorship. Fascist. You finally get the John Cena heel turn.
John Cena heel
As
turn, except
dictator-
it affects your life. Like
Yeah,
he's
dictator
invading
of the
every
United
country on
States.
earth.
Yep, that's his heel turn. That's even worse than Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean?
You know, the only thing worse than that is when he was hating on dogs in Total Divas. That was
crazy. Yeah, he
that-
was like a robot.
Bro,
I wouldn't be surprised that's
I did
actually
not
how
need
he
to
is.
watch
I'm not
that.
gonna lie to you.
nah. he's
I'm
not.
not gonna lie to you.
That was
I'm not
that
gonna lie
was,
to you.
that was
I wouldn't be surprised that's actually.
was
It
shocking.
might be. It might be, but
That's
I'm
him.
just gonna choose to believe that's him, bro, because it's like
no, it
seems
not,
like
bro.
that
John
person.
Cena.
I don't-
John Cena is
you know,
doing Make a
he's
Wish.
too good. He's too like good.
John
guy.
Cena becomes president and bans Make a Wish. Heel turn, crazy.
That was crazy. That would be nuts. It's like, nah, I want the record. My shit. That's funny. But yeah, anything else you want to talk about SummerSlam? Because I feel like
We can talk about CM Punk. And we guys
Is
talk
it-
about that.
CM Punk.
You know,
We can talk about that. I mean, listen, legacy match, bro. If he fucking shit the bed or got injured again, you know,
yeah.
bro. I don't think the
Questions
match
were
was
asked.
insane and crazy.
No,
I
it's
never
good
thought.
enough.
I've never thought CM Punk was that good in the ring. Not gonna lie, never thought he was that good in the ring. He was good, not in terms
He was
of like
pretty good.
wrestling.
Come on.
He was great at in ring like storytelling.
He was pretty good.
You know, but he wasn't the greatest the way you would think of somebody else, right?
He's not like
I think
athletic.
in-ring storytelling was great, and he still has that, and that's all you need. So I'm not gonna really be like, oh my god, you didn't blow the roof off it. But the way the at least that match went, with Seth Rollins as the special guest
Ref.
referee, I thought it went perfectly fine. I loved it. It was so
They
many
did that,
twists and
that
turns. It was
special
like a
guest so well too, by the way.
yeah, no, I was seeing talks about CM Punk being the special guest referee, and I remember the night that they announced that it was gonna be Seth Rollins. I was like, yo, bro, that's fucking so perfect in the way they did it, with him taking the thing and then getting it back, and then him getting mad at Seth Rollins. It just sets up so many different angles and storylines going forward where it's gonna be very, very interesting. That I thought Punk did well in the ring, and I'm just happy he didn't get hurt, because if he got hurt again, I mean, bro, you
Oh, yeah,
might as
over,
well
yeah.
just go to NXT and just be like a backstage guy. So yeah, exciting that. Thought the Rhea Ripley thing with Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan was great.
Braun Baker comes through.
Finally won. I mean, the way they did
Where
that
was
match was
Ilya
great, too.
Dragunov? Where was he at? I was.
Yeah, I don't know what what the fuck was he
Bro,
talking about,
I
And then you just make me look like an idiot. Be like, yeah, he's gonna be there. Yeah, I
Ilya
don't think he-
Dragunov is gonna win.
Just
Bro,
like,
I was
Prediction
watching
sequel. You're an
it.
idiot.
And they ring the bell. I'm
Oh.
like, bro,
Where's
where's
Dragunov?
the other
I
guy?
listen-
Yeah,
You know what's crazy in my
that's
head, because
exactly
this is my fault.
reaction.
This is my fault, because literally when you said that in my head, I'm like, I don't think the guy's there. Maybe they're gonna announce it in the next upcoming Monday night before.
Bro, I was reading it off.
But the dude was
internet,
hurt.
bro.
The dude was hurt.
It literally had a
Yeah.
picture of all three of
Made
them.
a whole thing saying, oh, you know,
that was like me
Braun
saying that
wins, and then you're gonna do
fucking
him.
Fernando
And,
Santos is coaching Portugal or coaching
Oh, yeah. Listen, bro. Shirts versus skins
Poland.
get some things wrong.
Yo, Fernando Santos is coaching fucking Poland, bro. You didn't know?
Belgium.
Oh yeah, Belgium.
Oh,
and I
man.
agreed with you then too, because I'm like,
Oh,
yo, bro, I just trust you guys too much.
you know what's
bro.
the funniest
but I
part?
did.
But
The
he did
funniest
coach
part is
them.
No, I'm gonna double. I have to.
the
No,
funniest part
But
is
he
I'm
did coach
glad
them,
like
and he got fired.
I'm glad like
whatever.
you know people who watch this are getting a perspective
No,
on
he
how
didn't
this
even coach
looks
them. Still lying.
because you're still
This
off,
is
bro.
authentic, bro.
This is
isn't
like
even real shit,
legit.
bro.
No, like legit in the group chat that we have, right? Where we
Yeah.
plan everything out. I just get a
Yeah.
text. Yo, Yoni, you're a fucking idiot. Where's Dragon and then when Ahmed said the Fernando Santos thing, like 2 days later, he goes, "Bro, what the fuck was I talking?"
This is authentic. This is real shit, guys. Don't fuck around with us, because
Listen,
we're the
bro.
best in the game. We know more. We don't even need to like search shit up, bro.
Yeah.
And we know so much more than everybody else, bro.
Everything is off
You have Charles
the dome.
Barkley getting $20,000 billion
So
to watch
confused.
shit in his fucking pants on the fucking live television. The fuck out of my face, bro. This is fucking bullshit, bro. Fucking bullshit, but
I respect Charles Barkley, man.
nah,
he's gonna be
fuck him,
telling us.
bro.
He's gonna be
Nah,
talking about
fuck him,
WWE
bro.
soon. He's
The
gonna
only
be
guy I
talking
like
WWE
is what's
soon.
his name? Fucking What's his name, bro?
I
Ernie
like Kenny
Johnson.
Smith and
Ernie.
Ernie.
Fucking
I don't
love
like
Ernie.
Kenny
And
Smith.
Shaq.
Shaq's a beast. Shaq's a beast.
I like
Shaq's
Shaq.
You don't like
Shaq's
Kenny
fun.
Smith?
Kenny
Nah,
Smith's
he's
okay,
just
bro.
fucking
Shaq-
corny
Shaq
with
is
his
like,
running, bro. We get it, bro. You run
yeah,
to the
well-
monitor. Get it. Corny. I hate it. Yeah, I love
Oh,
Ernie. Love Shaq though.
Gunther.
Yeah, I thought they did the. Oh yeah, Gunther. I mean, bro, like I said, I had mixed emotions going into it. I told you I was biased. I wanted Priest to like win the
To
belt,
win?
retain the belt.
So that Gunther
But I
could win
wanted
in Bash.
no, I wanted Finn Balor to betray him after.
Mm.
And honestly, thinking about it now, if Finn was so mad at, it kind of does make sense, to be honest. When you're so full of rage, wouldn't you want Damian Priest to have it instead of Gunther?
So you can
He
challenge
was
him for
probably
it.
No,
exactly.
because
You're
Bo,
probably
he
easier
said-
to
no,
beat
no.
Damian Priest than it was to beat Gunther, because Finn Balor literally lost to Gunther, literally.
Nah, it's not
So
that,
you would have
bro. I
wanted
mean, you
him
gotta
to
follow
get
the
retained,
story.
and then you could have fought for him. But looking at it now, if somebody's so blinded by rage and jealousy and anger for thinking somebody cost you before, you're not really thinking rational. So you're just like, whatever chance I get to fuck him over, I'm gonna do it. And it kind of makes sense for that. But shout out to Gunther. He's gonna have a really, really good reign. I don't think he's gonna have the long reign that he had with Intercontinental belt, because it's not the Intercontinental belt. It's the World Heavyweight. You're gonna verse better guys than you did before. But he's gonna have a good one, and he's gonna have a good thing starting with Basher Berlin against Randy Orton, which is fucking insane. Randy Orton to be your first feud is kind of like fucking. It's just like putting yourself in a fire, but a guy
It's
like
kinda
Gunther
scary,
can
though.
handle that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, bro, Randy Orton was like making Gunther look small in the ring. It's like
Boys, we
yeah,
forgot.
scary guy. Yeah. So
About-
shout out to Gunther, Damian Priest, what they're gonna do with him and Finn Balor. That's gonna be a really, really good storyline. There's gonna be so many parts connected to it. I told you this and I told you that about how I think they're gonna do the coup that time. They're gonna be undersized, but they're gonna have a little help from Jay and Sammy. So they're gonna have something with that where Rhea and Jay, they're gonna have a little bit of something, you know. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good content. And,
WWE has so many good storylines going on right now, and there's one more that we almost forgot about. LA Knight.
Oof.
That's gonna be finally getting a title, much
Yeah.
deserved.
Oh,
Where does that
man.
That's his
storyline
first
go
title?
from now on? Yep,
I was-
that's his first title, no? Right?
First
Yes?
title at the WWE.
I don't wanna be
at least
wrong
in the main
twice in a
roster.
row,
Yep,
bro.
yep. That's his first one. Way too long. This guy is the modern day DDP from WCW, a late bloomer, a guy that's deserves it, man. This guy is one of the most entertaining guys in the WWE. I was coping heavy in that match when I seen MGK and that other guy fucking giving Logan the thing to try and hit him with. I think was it the knuckles? I think it was something different.
Yeah, the brass
I
knuckles.
was
No, they
coping
gave you-
heavy. I was already about to be like, I think it kind of makes sense for Logan to win by his friends helping him in Cleveland. I was coping heavy because I'm like, yo, you're in your hometown. Obviously, you're gonna have help from your boys in your hometown, and it's gonna go your way in your hometown because like you have friends there, right? LA Knight doesn't. But then I seen LA Knight do what he did, and him to win was fucking like that belt looks good on him. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're gonna do going forward. It's gonna be really hard. I would have to like go look at the rest of the roster and to see maybe do they do another Logan Paul match? Could be. I would have to look at. I mean, Carmelo Hayes probably makes sense to be that guy. Maybe to dethrone him at one point.
The only
It's
issue is
a little
LA
too
Knight.
early.
LA Knight cooked the shit out of Carmelo Hayes last
Yeah,
Sunday. Like you
But that
don't
could
want to
be- yeah.
destroy your young talent, bro.
Yeah, you
Like,
don't.
he
But it's
destroyed him.
he's just promo battle. He's just like, but you're not gonna be LA Knight in a promo battle, man. He was going at it with Roman Reigns, bro. So
yeah, of course.
looking at
bro.
the top
he was
guy,
better than Roman Reigns, arguably, when they
you could make
had
a
the promo
yep.
battle. It's just
And-
they had
and-
the path.
and-
So
Yeah, but that could be a learning lesson for Carmelo Hayes, who I think is really great, great in the ring, has a great character. His promo skills are good. I just think he needs to find his place in the WWE in main roster, which he will. He will. I'm fully expecting him to do that, but we'll see what happens going forward. But LA Knight deserves it, man. I fucking love that guy. Love him.
Yeah.
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 Anything else
Dummy.
left to talk about? I think we're good on that.
I think we
Shout out
covered
Umar.
everything, right?
What?
Shout out Umar Nurmagomedov getting the job done.
Shout out.
Last Saturday.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Good
Corey,
card.
shout out Corey
Bully.
Sanhagen as well, bro.
Oh, well.
Corey
Told you.
Sanhagen's a monster.
Told you. I think that's the toughest fight in that division. Corey Sandhagen.
So it's good. We'll see. I
he's the
think
toughest fight.
Sean, but we'll see.
I don't know, man. I think Sean. I think Umar can. We'll see what Sean does against Marab, and we'll talk about that after.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you
Shout
guys
out
for
Bullet.
watching. Thank you guys for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you guys next time. Peace out.
W.